Hello, this is Darkon, and this is, well, I'm gonna wait until the title screen to show you which game it is. Let's see if you can guess. Look, it's a Dragoon. No, this isn't Final Fantasy XIV. But it's no less epic. Yep, it's Final Fantasy IV. So once again, hello, and this is Darkon. This is obviously Final Fantasy IV. It is the Steam version. It is the same version that originally came out on the DS, and then I believe it came out on the iOS and possibly Android, and then again it kind of snuck onto Steam. The reason why I'm doing this particular gameplay right now is because soon Final Fantasy for the After Years will be coming out in a few weeks. Now, for those of you who don't know, Final Fantasy the After Years came out originally in the Wii Wii console digital store. Came out as an episodic content, so you know it would be like $1 or $2 for every time there would be like an episode thing, kind of similar to the way the Telltale Games did things on their things. Quite a bit different, but still, it's the best analogy I can think of. I did originally play the After Years on the Final Fantasy Complete Collection on the PSN store, and the After Years version, the 3D version, came out on the iOS a while back. I believe it was last year. I could be mistaken though. And now it's finally coming out on Steam soon, like I said before. So I thought, I've never played the Steam version. I've played the Complete Collection, and this version I have played, so I thought, you know, why not? I think people might enjoy the good Final Fantasy stuff, especially since the Heaven's Ward is still a bit ways away, and you know, I find that a little bit of Final Fantasy will tide you over until then, and it gives you some ideas of where they got some of the original ideas, or like for stuff that they added in, or like how monsters used to look back then. at least roughly. Okay, and also before I say anything, I am using the PS4 controller on the game for multiple reasons. One, I've always used a controller when using these games for the most part. And also, well, there's less clicking, so you don't have to worry about it. There are achievements in this. I did complete one achievement, which was just basically you started a game. So that's why there's a continue there, but we're just going to go straight for the new game. And we're just going to go with basic normal. Less grinding that way. Also, it took me a lot longer than I cared for to get this sound right, so so people could hear my voice in the game.
Lord Captain, we're nearly to the Baron border.
So we are.
Trouble's here, too. Orders may be orders, but this goes too far.
Now, in the original version of the game, you actually saw things play out a little bit more, not flashbacks. So you actually saw, you know, the white mage and black mage get hit towards the side and hit that guy knocked down, and Cecil, or Cecil, however you want to say it, taking the crystal, walking out, and the ship taking off and going away.
Lord Captain! We're the Red Wings, the pride of Baron! Must we now be thieves, sent to plunder from the weak?
Enough.
But Lord Captain, the Mysidians offered no resistance, and still we cut them down.
Listen to me. We did no more than what our kingdom's peace and prosperity required us to do. The Mysidians knew too much of the crystal and its secrets. His Majesty deemed it so. We are the Red Wings of Baron. It is not our place to question the orders of our king.
Lord Captain.
Lord Captain! Monsters at the fore!
Now, also in the original games, you actually got attacked by, I believe, by multiple monsters, and they were usually like a zoo, a giant bird. We'll try out Darkness. No, Darkness works a little bit different than what it originally did. Before it did a wave attack. I believe in this one it actually just increases your attack for a certain amount of health every turn. Yeah, so I just took some damage. I prefer the original version myself. I think a lot of people did. And we'll turn that off. Nope. I guess you can't really turn it off. I guess it lasts for a certain amount of time. Again, in the original game, the Darkness worked. I prefer a lot better for like a one-time hit rather than it just stays with you the whole time. Or at least for the whole time in the fight. Some gil and a little bit of experience.
Everyone all right?
Aye. And all these monsters as of late. Disturbing, is it not? I wonder what it bodes. We've reached the castle, my lord.
Well then, prepare for landing, men.
Lord.
Now, it's not entirely voiced over, but in some parts it is, and it's kind of nice. When I played this version on DS, I was surprised how well they did. I was originally expecting it to be just a complete flop, like some remakes are. But I was surprised about this. Like, they actually did well, and they added some things. In the DS version they did, well, I won't spoil it, I'll tell you as it goes, when we get to that certain point. Ah, the young Lord Captain returns. Did you secure the Mysidian's crystal, did you not? The crystal is ours, but the Mysidians, they did not even raise a hand to their own defense. Baigan. I think it's Baigan. Baigan? All's the better, then, is it not? Only fools would dare oppose the almighty will of Baron. Come, you must not keep his majesty waiting. A moment, my lord. Excuse me there for a moment, I was taking a bit of a drink of coffee. Your Majesty, I fear our good Lord Cecil's faith in you begins to waver. Does it now? Indeed. Your loyalty and worth are proven once again, Captain Bygan. I'm sorry, I'll probably destroy that name throughout the entire thing. But the crystal is all that matters. Bring him before me. As you wish. Now this is the first time I'll be doing a lot of this voiceover, like saying what they're saying there. It might not be entirely necessary, but I think it helps a little bit. It just keeps people interested overall. Lord Cecil, His Majesty bids you to enter. And of course, I kind of butchered that one too. The Kingdom of Baron hails your return, Cecil. You have brought me the crystal, I trust? I have, Your Majesty. Pardon me? It is genuine, Your Majesty. So it is. See how it shines? That will be all, Cecil. You may leave us now. Apparently he likes shiny. And look at that guy's eyes, like the Baron King. Like, it's just purple. Who has, like, solid purple eyes? Even if it's a fantasy world, they just don't look correct to me. Your Majesty, have you some other matter to discuss? Okay, it's not solid purple. Tiny bit of white in the middle, but still. Our king has granted you your leave, and you would trouble him further? I know it is not my place to ask, Your Majesty, and I pray you can forgive my indiscretion, but what is it you aim to do? Your ways are not as they once were. My men's hearts grow heavy with misgiving. As does yours? Your Majesty, no, I would never doubt. Do you take me for a fool, Cecil? You would think your treasonous whisperings escape my ears? After all I've done for you, Cecil, you wound me. This is most unfortunate, but I can place no trust in one who offers none in return. I hereby relieve you of command of the Red Wings. My liege. You will go now to the Valley of Mist instead. There is a task I would have you do. A phantom creature haunts the borders of that land. The Eidolon of Mist. I believe in the original versions it was like a phantom creature or beast of mist. It might have been Esper as well. I would have to take a look again at the oldest version of the games and see what they said. You will slay it and deliver this ring to the village that lies beyond. They will know its meaning. Be gone at first light on the morrow. Your Majesty. Here's one. There it is. One of the most iconic dragoons you'll ever see. I beg you, my liege, reconsider. You know Cecil would not betray you. Sorry about that. I'm just really screwing up on this. Kane, I was not aware this matter concerned you, but as you seem so eager to protect your friend, let your spirit accompany his blade on the road to Mist. Your Majesty. I have no more words. Take the ring and be gone while my mood is yet fair. You call that fair? You just basically demoted the guy and practically banished him. My liege. Kane, forgive me. I did not mean to draw you into this. What's to forgive? We'll slay this Eidolon of his and all will be forgotten. You'll be commanding the Red Wings again before you know it. Kane. You must be tired from Cydia, no? Leave the preparations to me and get yourself some rest. I hope I didn't butcher anything too badly. And here we are in the Castle Baron. Now, a little bit about Final Fantasy IV as well. It was perhaps one of the most actually probably some of the first Final Fantasy a lot of people, at least in around North America, might have played, primarily because just the way the games were released, unfortunately, was that there was a lot of confusion, especially when things were ported over. How the games were released in any Super Nintendo versions was Final Fantasy IV. This one was named Final Fantasy II, and the one that came after it, also on the Super Nintendo, was Final Fantasy VI, but it was renamed Final Fantasy III. Now, a little bit of fun was that when Final Fantasy VII came out, I myself was highly confused. I wondered, why did we skip so many Final Fantasies? But yes, it was, there's a lot of things that they took from the original, like the very first original games, and they put them right back in here. Let's go talk to a few guys. Rumors swarm about his highness like so many flies, but I shudder to think what might happen were he to catch wind of them. Seriously? He catches wind of that guy's of his stuff, and he doesn't catch the rumors of dozens more? Oh well. That's royalty for you. Rash actions are ill-advised, at least if you value life. Oh, the one guy that makes sense. I, for one, believe in our king. He is a man who is not afraid to catch, or to act, on his beliefs. I cannot help but sense a changed air about his majesty as of late. Now, in the original game, there's a lot of different things. Sometimes there'd be like hidden passages right across there you wouldn't see. And this is like throughout the whole game. So sometimes when you're playing a game, especially like a remake of an older one like this, like there wouldn't be anything up here really. Like there might be sometimes like a hidden lever, but very rarely have I remembered there being anything when it was not incredibly obvious. But on stuff like this, like you might go down this way and across and all that, and you might just find like the hidden, well, you'll be able to see eventually. Oh, there's more Dragoons. If our esteemed commander and Lord Cecil of the Red Wings join as one, it is the enemies of Baron who need fear. The Valley of Mist lies beyond our far northwestern border. I've not been there myself, but it is said to be shrouded in a fog that never lifts. Let's talk to Kain again. What is it? What is it? This is all my doing. Forgive me. I told you there is nothing to forgive. What's wrong? It isn't like you to act like this. I did not train in the way of the dark sword so I could steal from innocence, Kain. I trained because His Majesty asked it of me. You mustn't blame yourself for the orders you were given. Our king had his reasons, I'm sure of it. I envy you, Kain. Cecil, so you saw me. It's quite obvious this is a flashback. I saw the openings you left. How do you expect to lead the Dragoons if you cannot even guard your own flank? My father's blood is in me. I will lead the Dragoons. Have no fear of that. You're certainly headstrong enough. No more holding back, Cecil. Fight to win this time. Now obviously a game like this I'm playing in a full screen, but for the most part it is better when it's a smaller screen, which it does have the options in the menu when you start it up. So if you do plan to get the game, I would play it in the smaller one. It does look better. It's kind of the same way with any pixelated stuff. If it looks a bit wrong, it's usually just because the screen is set up too big. Like I said, originally this game was set up to be on the DS. Don't overthink things, Cecil. You need to keep your wits about you. Do you mean to send me off against the Eidolon alone? Of course not. We will leave early on the morrow. Best get some sleep. Well, let's take a look at the menu. Now this is another thing they added in. Originally there would be, just your basic menu, and it would be like, it would cover the whole screen. In this case, you get a little bit of a close-up thing, and of course a little thought bubble of kind of like the character is thinking at the time. Sometimes it'll also give you a clue on what you need to do next in case you forgot. Like saying you must go to this cave, or we must stop this, stuff like that. And this picture is, that one right there is much more closer to, it's kind of like what the original one would have looked like in the original games and such, So titles Dark Knight, you got all the basic stuff. Of course, naturally, you can also, I believe you can set abilities later on. Of course, there's also auto battle, so when you get to the points of like, you're going through an older area maybe to get to another one, and everything's dying in one hit, you can just go with the auto battle and just let them take care of things quickly. Let's take a look at equipment. Element and Dark. Well, kind of obvious. Now the characters don't visually have any change when you change their armor. It would be nice, but there's only so much you can have on some games. Congratulations, word has it Mysidia was a success and the crystal is ours now, thanks to you. I was about to figure you're saying congratulations on me getting fired. What? Sleeping on duty? I would never do such a thing. Those are always funny. Let's go down here. White Mage Laboratory. No, these aren't the same white mages as the ones in Mysidia. Currently studying the fundamentals of white magic. A white mage should know the 3 C's, Cure, Cura, and Curiga. Now in the original NES versions, the spells weren't called those. If there was a higher level spell, instead of Fire, Firera, and Firega, it was actually Fire 1, Fire 2, Fire 3. His Majesty seems almost to have regained a bit of his youth in recent days, but it's more than that. Something about him seems different. Rosa became a white mage to help you, she worries for you. Try not to make her do so any more than she must. Again, just kind of examining around different places and such. You can clearly see I do enjoy Final Fantasy IV quite a bit. It was the first Final Fantasy I can remember ever playing, and while I've played the original ones later on as well, and I see how each one influences another, 4 to me, what culminates and really starts everything off. Like I said, while 1, 2, and 3 had their own things and uniqueness, this one really started things off with story and just the way they introduced characters and such. Some people have always said that, some things are story is dry and so on. Honestly, I'm not quite sure how people could say the story is dry. Especially, I know people will say things because it seems like cliched, but remember, this game came out a long time ago originally, so back then it wouldn't have been like cliched or anything wrong with it. But again, that's enough about Final Fantasy. I know it's ironic, but we've been ordered to conduct magical research to aid His Majesty's war efforts. Sleep, huh? You don't even feel sleepy? That's odd. I could swear I did it right. Now every little bit I will try not to talk too much nonsensical, but also in the original game, I do believe that when everything was top down, how some of the games were back then, within the squares where your character moved, you'd be here, you'd move up there, that, and like that, so on and so forth. There was squares on the sides, in the black areas, as you can clearly see, were slightly off-colored. In some places, that pretty much told you, guess what, there's a secret passage there. It was a bit of an odd thing, but I clearly remember that in some areas, and it was just hilarious. So it's like, you go by and it's like, oh look, there's a secret passage. There's likely a powerful item or treasure or gold or elixirs and stuff like that. Not all monsters can be felled by such simple spells as fire, blizzard, and thunder. Ancient tomes speak of magic vastly more powerful, but all true knowledge of such things is long forgotten. We'll go over here first. Maybe there's some more people to talk to. Oh, there is one more. The provisions within this chamber are yours to employ as you see fit. The switch upon that wall controls the mechanism that opens the door. Basically they're saying, go ahead and take what you want. See what we get. We got money, an ether, and tent. They're okay, but again, this is early on. Don't expect like massive treasure chests of, you know, epic loot. The vault below houses Baron's ancestral treasures. The entrance within is forbidden in the name of His Majesty the King. So in other words, I can't actually press this or go in there. Like I said, even if I could press it, I doubt that guy would let me in. No, this is essentially like the courtyard thing. Ah, here are another day and another sleepless night of work. I mean, I'm sure love my job. I do. You, be sure to tell the Fleet Master that if you see him. Mechanics. You haven't seen Fleet Master Sid, have you? He's been like a ghost, leaving all the airship repairs to us. He seems distant when I do catch a glimpse, too. Pensive-like. And of course, we can't see a damn thing there. This tower is closed by His Majesty's orders. Now again, some areas like that we can get into on later times, but it's kind of like with the treasure chest. We'll just have to remember the vault later on. It'll be pretty simple. You'll take a look and you'll see, oh look, there's a big button. There's no guard. The one thing I definitely liked is that they kept a lot of the music, like just the same music, so if you really listen to it, you can tell like just how much it influenced people in those generations. Cecil. Rosa, right? White Mage of Baron. They even kept the costumes the same. For some reason, she wears a bikini. Don't ask me why. She doesn't even live in a damn desert. Thank goodness you're alright. The orders for Mysidia came so suddenly, I'd worried. We're fine. Small wonder, considering we fought mages who did not fight back. Cecil? I'll visit you in your tower later. Of course. Yeah, that's a bit on the nose. I'll come visit you in your private chambers. I mean, honestly, who else has a what else would you put in a tower? That way or this way? Let's go in here. Nothing there, nothing around here. Again, like I said, always check. It's one of the things that some Final Fantasy games are really well known for, is having just hidden passageways just like that. The dungeon. Look. You're that filthy Dark Knight. Do you truly think what you've done will go unpunished? Apparently I'm filthy. That's funny. I shower every day. You know nothing. That crystal is not some mere glittering stone. Let's see what she has to say. What you do to us is of little consequence, but please, you must restore the crystal to Mysidia. And no, that black mage, that is not Vivi. Final Fantasy IX joke. If you get it, congratulations. If you don't, oh well. Nothing there. Well, well, look who's home. And there's Cid. Rose has been word sick about you, you know. Make that girl cry and you'll have me to answer to. You hear? Speaking of girls, how are my babies? Didn't burn out any engines, did you? You and them goons of yours need to treat those ships with more respect. Hey, why the long face? Something the matter? Cid, let's try a deeper voice. What? And he's sending you to the hunt the Eidolon instead? I can't do that right. But what will happen to the Red Wings without you? I tell you, something's gotten into His Majesty. He ordered me to build a new ship, you know, a more maneuverable one, with more firepower. What's he thinking? I'm not building these slings for him to wage war. There's talk among the townspeople too. Everyone's worried about where Baron's heading. And now the king's sending you away from us? Missed, huh? Well, you take care of yourself. Suppose I don't need to worry about you though, do I? I'd best be on my way too. That daughter of mine is going to wring my neck if I spend another night here working without checking in at home. I'm trying to decide which way do we want to go. That way? This way? I honestly can't remember which way goes into his home. So I kind of want to go through the rest of the stuff with you guys, just showing you bits and pieces here and there. Now be careful, that's where the monster got me. He got you in the icon. Funny. Lord Captain. And these guys are clearly drunk. We cannot erase the memories of what was done in Mysidia, but we can drown them. Yep, drunk. The Red Wings have fallen far. Never has victory tasted so bitter upon my tongue. I'm pretty sure most of that's just the liquor. Let's try that other door over that way. I believe this is the tower. Of course, again, I could be wrong. No, this is actually the tower. We'll talk to that guy later. Again, if I continue on to, like, once I actually go into the specific spot, I will end up continuing on with the story, and I won't be able to, well, I won't be able to actually do it properly. Oh yeah, there's just a courtyard up here. All the way back. Nothing here. I actually forgot where all the hidden spots were. Greetings and salutations, Sir Knight. My name is Nemingway. I travel the world bestowing new names upon those dissatisfied with the ones they already possess. But as of late, I find fewer and fewer wishing to take the advantage of my renaming services. That actually is pretty much a funny thing because, yeah, a lot of people will keep the original names, and this is even more so when you have voiceovers in the game and the characters have to say specific words. So even if you put in a new name, they might just skip over it and say, instead of saying Cecil my friend, it'll be my friend. Let's see you. Won't you try a new name for size? He nods yes. It's like, you know what? We're just keeping the same one. Say what? You can't change your name? This is really unprecedented, but it's almost as though my existence here serves no purpose. It's actually funny because I think you can't even change your name even if you tried in the thing. So I honestly didn't even notice. Oh well. A naming way who cannot change a man's name is no naming way at all. I believe it's time to embark on a new journey to find my proper place in this world. Well then, until we meet again. He actually does help, he's part of like an extra little bit later on for stuff for you to do. But again, I won't spoil it too much. At least I'll try not to. Huh. There's a maid. Return to your bed, my lord. They told me you would be departing again on the morrow. Rest well tonight. I believe what she meant by turning the bed is that she essentially flipped the mattress. More or less. Oh look, got a bunch of swords about the length of him. Oh well, time to go to sleep in my armor. Yes, it's another classic thing from these games. And no, that isn't a glitch. There is two moons.
What's become of you? Where is the noble knight, the man who took me in as an orphan and raised me as his own? The strong, just king I once knew. Is a crystal worth all this? Robbing a peaceful people of what's theirs by right. What need could be so great? King's orders or no, there's no forgiving what we've done.
Cecil? Won't you tell me what happened? First you're sent off to Mysidia, and now to hunt some beast again so soon? Did something happen in Mysidia?
No, it's nothing.
Then why won't you look at me?
In Mysidia, we stole a crystal from people who had done no wrong. I've worn this darkened armor for so long now. There's no mote of light left in me. Not even in my heart.
You're a good man, Cecil.
I'm a coward. A coward who cannot even defy orders he knows he ought not follow.
Cecil of the Red Wings is many things, but he is no coward. Not the Cecil who I love. The king is sending you to Mist to slay the Eidolon, isn't he? If anything were to happen to you, I couldn't...
Cain will be with me. I'll be fine. It's late. You should get some rest.
Be careful.
Thank you, Rosa. But I know what I've become.
Now again, I was pleasantly surprised that they did the voiceover so well. Like, in comparison to a lot of things I've seen, the voiceovers are a lot better than so many other things. They really are.
Shall we then, Cecil?
I'll be counting on you, my friend.
Then you've nothing to fear.
You finally get to hear his voice. Now again, in the original games, he never removes his helmet like that. Like, you don't, it's always like a full helmet, so you never realize that it's like a partial visor like that. And look at that Kane with a tiny little smirk on his face. And nothing gets Kane down. Now again, this is part of what I like about the game, is like the music, just the way they do the whole thing. And even this is like the original. And so the Dark Knights, Cecil, stripped of his command of the Red Wings, set out for the distant Valley of Mist. Together with Kane, commander of the Dragoons, he would pursue a faceless quarry and a chance for redemption. The advent of the airship had marked the realization of mankind's most ancient dream, but man is a creature seldom sated, and he was quick to dream anew. Again, this is one of those parts where I can't really skip ahead even if I try. It's just one of those, it stays there. With the unparalleled might of the Red Wings, Baron's military soon reigned supreme. Why then does the king now seek the crystals? Very much a valid question. And why have fearsome monsters suddenly begun to overrun the once calm land? If the crystals know, they share no answers, only their pure and silent light. Here we are. Let's put in a quick save. And we've gone for long enough, I believe. I will go into the little town there and continue on the adventure. I do hope you enjoyed Final Fantasy, the first bit of Final Fantasy IV. This is Darkon. I hope you did enjoy this. I'm going to continue on to do that as well. Please like, favorite, subscribe, or you can leave a comment below, or any one of those, or all of the above. So I hope again to see you soon for more Final Fantasy IV. And before I go, when some people will say that some of the versions of the game are better than others, a lot of them have good things and some of them have bad things. All I can say is, one way or the other, across the board, I would play all the versions. I honestly would.